Hey guys, I'm gonna actually go over two different decks here. They're both from the Book of Shadows series. So, one is called As Above, and the other one is So Below, and it's based on the whole concept of As Above, So Below, the Hermes principle. Um, the As Above cards, they get a blue backing, as opposed to the So Below ones with a green backing. These ones are all kind of in spiritual matters, so it's almost like an oracle deck in the sense that they're not direct analogs of the Rider-Waite type readings. So if you were to get a reading with just this deck, you would probably recognize maybe half the cards, even if you're familiar with tarot, and probably not half the cards. A lot of them are very unique to this deck. They replace a lot of the major arcana with different sabbats, which is great if you want to have a timeline for something. A lot of it is just all based in witchcraft themes, which is just, it's a beautiful, beautiful deck. For example, Element of Fire. So that brings up another thing about this deck, is all of the suits are replaced by elementals. So you can see here we have one for Mabon. That's beautiful. So instead of swords, they're all called air, which is swords. So Pinnacles is earth, and Wands are fire, etc., etc. And Earth is like all gnomes and stuff. They're really cute. And what's cool about the fire is it's all planets, and it's all Roman god planets. So it's all based on like Neptune, Mars, and all these guys. And the air ones are all based on. This is a pretty one too. I love this. But the air ones are all based on forms of divination. So like, for example, 5 of air is actually palm reading. So, the reason I wanted to make sure that everybody understood that is because a reading with just this deck is going to be very short, because it's not meant for a long, drawn-out type reading. It's very high conceptual stuff. The deck that goes along with it, the companion deck, this one is more practical. This one shows down-to-earth stuff. So, like, this is, what do we got? The, Temperance. It's a couple at a table. Okay, and a lot of the cards are like this. So this is the So Below. This is like what things are like on the ground without divinity, or with divinity, but you know what things are like, you know, in real life. And if you were to get a deck just with one of these decks, it would be this one. Or if you get a reading, and say a lot of them are like business themed, and you know it's contemporary, modern stuff. This deck is fine by itself. The other deck, however, is fine with short, like daily readings. But if you combine the two, you have the best reading ever possible. I read for myself with these both combined. I do it in the sense of having an As Above opinion and a So Below opinion for each, slot on the. I take that back. I combine them. It's a beautiful tapestry I make with these, and it makes for a great reading. Ask for these. It's a Book of Shadow tarot. I do have at least one client that these two decks speak to amazingly, so much that she just went out and bought both of them. So, if you want to just make me happy because I enjoy reading these, ask for these, because I love reading these decks. But anyway, yeah, it's called the As Above, So Below Book of Shadows decks. And, gotta show you guys this one more thing. The devil card in the So Below one is a chocolate sundae, and it's just, I love it. Oh gosh, I better find it here. Okay, at least you're paying for this minute, huh? Okay, so, yeah, so that's the devil card, just to give you an idea of how much they contemporize the whole thing. You know, it's very, very down-to-earth deck. There's another one too that if you're kind of timid with the whole getting into like divination and esotericism, things like that, and you don't like the imagery of some of the harsher decks that are more serious, this is a good one to go to, because I mean all the imagery is like families and picnics, and you know it's all contemporary business stuff. The chariot is actually a car, you know. So but again, they make up with it, and make up for it with this deck, you know, which is the As Above. And see right there, I just pulled the tarot, which is wonderful. I love that. So yes, ask for it. See you guys on Oranum.